Howdy folks, I'm Daredevil Delaware Skipper, daringly dropping from dangerous drop-offs.
I'm Amber.
But folks, they're not so dangerous when you have wings and you fly. So, about that, I don't really think that I buy this story, Amber. Alright folks, and our first letter is titled, Am I a Jerk for Reminding My Mom She Said That We Couldn't Have a Relationship with Her if we didn't accept one with her husband. So my mom has me, a 27-year-old male, and my sister, a 29-year-old female, with our late dad. He died when I was 10 and my sister was 12. And when I was 15, my mom got remarried. Her husband is Frank, fake names. From the very start, my sister and I had issues with Frank. We have bigger and smaller issues. The two big issues are/were, one, that he insisted that nobody mention dad in his presence. It didn't matter who we were with or where it was not allowed. This included times that he tagged along when we went to see anyone from dad's side of the family. He would invite himself and then enforce this rule, or he would make us leave. My mom let this happen. Even on my dad's anniversary or birthday, we couldn't talk about him if Frank was around, and that included asking Mom if she wanted to come to the grave with us. Frank actually yelled at my sister during her graduation dinner because she had mentioned Dad in her speech. He inserted himself deeply into the relationship with our dad's side of the family. We could visit anyone on the mom's side without an issue. He didn't care if we said anything to him. But the second it was someone from dad's side and he found out that we only mentioned it to Mom, and he would scold us and insist that we needed to ask his permission to see them. Then he would tag along frequently and invite himself to see them too. This went on for a lot of stuff. Mom had already stopped coming with us before she ever met Frank, but he insisted on being there, and if my sister and I said that we didn't want him there, then he told us that we couldn't go. If whoever we went to see didn't want Frank inside of the house, he would say that we weren't allowed inside either. Once my sister moved out, he was mad and said that she spent more time with Dad's side and tried to tell her what to do still, and she was having none of it. My sister and I talked to our mom about all of the issues that we had with Frank and told her that we didn't want a relationship with him. She always told us that we needed to have one with him if we wanted to have one with her. We took her at her word, and my sister and I stopped talking to her once I moved out. So we stopped going to see her or spending holidays with her and Frank. We didn't invite her over or initiate any contact. She kept bringing up a few times how bad we were at maintaining the relationship, and we told her that we weren't. We just weren't maintaining it, but she ignored us. She tried to come and see us a few times, and we told her no Frank, so she never came. We let her birthday pass without any acknowledgement, and when she would tell us about Frank's birthday, we would work to forget the date. Well, a few weeks ago I got engaged. I didn't tell my mom or ask anyone else to, but the news got to her. She was upset that she didn't hear it from me, and she was upset that I said no to her throwing an engagement party for us. She never even met my fiancé, which was something else that upset her. She asked how she's supposed to meet her for the first time at the wedding, and I told her that she's not supposed to. I said that she won't be invited. My mom did not expect that at all and asked me why, and I told her that Frank is not welcome, and she made it perfectly clear that she won't come. I reminded her of what she said and said that we can't have a relationship with her if we don't have one with Frank. And I told her that it would be over my dead body that I would have a relationship with him. My mom said that we were supposed to love her enough to accept Frank, and I told her that I do not have to have a relationship with the man who would kick up a fuss over my dad being mentioned in his presence, and who tried to control the relationship that I had with my family. I reminded her that my dad is still my dad, and I would find a way to incorporate his memory into the wedding, and I asked her if Frank would tolerate that, or if he would start yelling like he did at my sister's graduation. She told me that she doesn't want to lose both her kids, and she loves us, and I told her that we love her too, but we're not willing to accept that man that she calls her husband. Then she told me that I was being so unfair, and then she said that we should talk about it more, that reminding her like this wasn't right. I said that this was the consequence of her action. I told her that I could live with the consequences of not accepting Frank, that I can sleep fine at night knowing that our relationship is what it is, and it isn't my problem if she can't do the same. Now she's upset and angry, and apparently I'm the bad guy in her eyes. Am I the jerk? All right, folks, what do you think?
Absolutely not the jerk. As a parent, it was her responsibility to protect her children, and she failed miserably. She prioritized Frank's in ways that should not have been. Like, kids should always be able to talk about their deceased parent, even if it's uncomfortable for someone else to hear. And so OP was just abiding by her wishes. She's like, well, you can't have a relationship with me if you don't have one with Frank, thinking that was some kind of like, aha, gotcha. But
Yeah, ultimatum.
yeah.
Well, I think she overplayed her hand here. She thought that her children would choose to have a relationship with Frank if she painted this ultimatum and said it this way. But her children really can't accept Frank and don't want to have a relationship with him because he's been emotionally abusive and manipulative towards them. And they don't have to be in a relationship with someone who is abusive to them. And I think that's really what the crux here are, in that this is not a healthy relationship. It's not good. He's a petty, small man who feels like he can control other people.
And feels threatened by a dead man.
So I can't blame OP here. I think that OP is just respecting the wishes of their mother. And with the mother being like, well, you shouldn't have brought this back up. I mean, OP had to, because this is what she said, right? I mean, they had to tell her, well, I mean, this is why I'm not having a relationship with you, is because you told me that you didn't want to have a relationship with me. And that's really what it boils down to. OP didn't choose to not have a relationship with their mother. Their mother chose to not have a relationship with them.
Right. And, oh, well, you should love me enough. She should have loved her children enough to protect them.
Yeah.
You know, what they were literal children when this all went down. It is a parent's responsibility to protect their child, to make sure they feel safe and comfortable in their own home. And she failed miserably. So where is that love and care for her children?
Yeah.
I think she just assumed it was a given because kids are supposed to love their parents, and she didn't feel like she had to maintain the relationship.
Yeah.
And now she's reaping the consequences.
Exactly. But let me know what you folks think. So anyhow, take care and good luck. And Yulkoria1312 says, wait, he dictated when you could see family? And OP replies, he tried to anyways, and invited himself along when he didn't like us seeing them. And Eldest Port says, but you weren't allowed to mention your dad when you were with his family if Frank was there? How did that even work? Did Frank attempt to impose this rule on your paternal family too? And OP replies, he attempted to impose those rules on everyone. Mom's friends, mom's family, dad's family, friends of me and my sister and our mom. Didn't matter who it was. Once Frank was in the room, he expected the topic of dad to be avoided. And Affectionate Durst 181 says, the things that you did not mention are, does your stepdad ever support you and your sister financially? Or only support your mother? Who earns a majority of money in the household when you were teenagers? And who provides more support in the household with money? Is it your mom or your stepdad? You can tell us if your stepdad is a deadbeat. You know, I don't really like this question.
I don't either, and I don't think it's relevant. Like, money does not give someone a license to abuse children.
Well, exactly, and that's exactly what I wanted to say. It doesn't matter if your family is abusive or not, or if they financially supported you. Aren't obligated to humor them or even follow through on these unreasonable requests or demands if they do support you financially. And OP replies, we don't live there anymore, so no financial support for either of us for years. But I think they split household finances back when we lived there. They earned about the same. I mean, again, like even if they didn't, I don't really feel like there was any grounds here for Frank to make these kinds of demands. And Benny Without Jet says, not the jerk. Frank is a coward, an empty, weak, pathetic person, and he knows it. And he hates himself for it. F that guy. Anyone who punishes a child for the crime of grieving a parent for the sake of their own fear and inadequacy deserves worse than being cut out of your life. What an absolute piece of garbage. And I am so sorry that you had to grow up with such an awful person in your life during the most painful time of your life. That said, your mother drew a line and stood on her side of it, and she chose to have a life with him. You have every right to cut that man out of your life. And OP replies, I don't believe for 1 second that he hates himself. He feels too important to really hate himself. All he cares about is his own petty feelings. Never mind the fact that he married a widow, and a widow with kids at that. That's not important as long as he is okay with what happens. Honestly, it feels more controlling and even abusive than insecure. I know the argument can be made that one creates the other, but still. That's what it all boils down to. Mom gave us two choices. Accept and include Frank and have a relationship with her, and don't accept Frank and we won't have one with her. With only two options, I chose the one that I could live with. My sister did the same. But now my mom can't handle what that means.
I mean, I think one of the most telling parts is where OP points out, well, Frank came to the wedding. I'm going to mention dad, like, would he be able to handle it?
Yeah, and of course he wouldn't.
Right. Imagine a grown man who cannot handle, seeing someone mention their own father on their wedding day.
Yeah. All right, folks, and our next letter is titled, Am I a Jerk If I Say No to Letting My Sister Wear My Wedding Dress? I'm a 34-year-old female, and I have a sister, a 37-year-old female, who just recently got engaged in February. My sister and I have never been close growing up, to the point where this summer we went no contact after another argument. My partner and I will have been married for 3 years in this August. And after my partner proposed, my sister messaged me saying that she did not want to be involved in the wedding or even hear about the wedding plans. Although hurtful, I complied, and now that she is getting married, she has begun to make contact again. Today, while talking to my mother, she mentioned that my sister said that she wants to wear my wedding veil. I told her that I was okay, as long as I could give it to her with a box stating something borrowed, as I have already offered it to 2 other friends for upcoming weddings. Then my mother informs me that my sister and her partner are getting married the weekend of mine and my partner's wedding anniversary, that they are booking the same photographer, that she wants her photos taken in the same locations as mine, and then asked if my sister could wear my dress, which she would have to have fitted, so it would never be my dress again. I expressed to my mother that I wasn't sure about her using my dress and how I wanted to keep it. However, my father chimed in on the phone saying that I should just give it to her. Am I the jerk for saying no? All right, folks, what do you think?
No, absolutely not the jerk. I am getting some serious golden child vibes here, that the sister always gets what she wants and is never told no. OP, hold your ground. It sounds like the sister is basically trying to steal OP's wedding,
Yeah.
but then like make it look like she did it better, which is very pathetic. But the thing is, I'm afraid that OP's parents, it sounds like, are so enamored with her that they'll humor it.
Yeah, I mean, it is very pathetic. It's almost as pathetic as trying to make it so that your children can never speak about their dad ever again, type of thing. I think that this is just a pure no on OP's part. It's clear that the sister is only getting in touch with OP so that she can mend things just enough so that she can twist the knife a little bit more, right? I would not believe that she sincerely wants to have a relationship with OP, especially not after trying to one-up her with wedding plans.
Yeah, like steal her exact wedding, but then just like be like, well, look at mine, it's prettier. It's like, you're so unoriginal. It's pathetic.
Yeah, unless there was a really good reason, like she wanted to honor OP, and was doing this as like a way to like make amends. It would be a backwards way of making amends.
It would be.
But, I mean, I would understand it a little bit more, and OP could still say, no, why don't you have your own ceremony, right? That would be the best way to honor me. But the fact is that it sounds more like she's trying to one-up OP than anything. But let me know what you folks think. So anyhow, take care and good luck. And OK Work for 10 says, okay, not the jerk. You know why. Don't let her have the dress or the veil, to be honest. I would honestly cut contact, but that's your choice. Blah, 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 whatever. But, girl, 3 whole people want your veil? Can you drop a picture or link of it? How beautiful is the thing? And OP replies, it's actually just a simple cathedral one, and my 2 friends both want it as there's something borrowed, which I find sweet. That is sweet.
It is. But I would also agree, do not let the sister borrow it, because I don't think you'll be getting it back.
No, I don't think so. And Ditto Head Forever says, you're not the jerk, and your sister's behavior is weird enough to make a Lifetime B movie out of the plot outline. Let me guess, he went on to say, keep the peace too, in reference to the father. And OP replies, honestly, that's been the pattern since I've been little. And I've always let her just get whatever she wants, since she can be difficult to deal with when she doesn't. So at times, I feel like I need to ask others that I'm not just being crazy. That's sad. That is really sad. I feel bad for OP. All right, folks, and our next letter is titled, Am I a Jerk for Wanting My Daughter to Wear Colored Lenses to a Wedding? So, I have a daughter, a 17-year-old female. She has a rare condition called heterochromia, where you have 2 different colored eyes. For my daughter, one eye is green and the other one is brown. So we plan to go to our friend's wedding for her remarriage in a couple of days, and let's just say that she doesn't really like my daughter's eyes. She calls it weird and crazy, and once asked me if I could change it. My daughter is good friends with her daughter, so she was fine with going. It was supposed to be a pretty small exclusive wedding, and a lot of my friends and family will be there. My friend has a very old school traditional family, and they'll see things like different eye colors as distracting. So this morning, I asked my daughter if she could wear brown colored contact lenses to the wedding. She immediately got upset and said that she doesn't want to because the lenses are very uncomfortable for her. I've had her wear them for photos and some events before, and she hates it, so I stopped. But I wanted to make an exception to this wedding, and I really wanted her to go, and I don't want to upset my friend. My wife is saying that I should leave her alone and take it up with my friend. I'm wondering if she's right. Am I the jerk? All right, folks, what do you think?
Yes, you're the jerk. Your daughter was born with heterochromia. Anyone who finds that weird can just deal with it. Like,
Isn't it pathetic?
I think that's the running theme here is people being pathetic. Yeah, like if the friend and her family cannot handle the daughter with two different colored eyes, then maybe don't be friends with her. She's not a very good friend if she's like, well, can you like make your daughter change her eyes?
Yeah. I mean, who says that, right? Like, no, of course not. There isn't some magical surgery that you can go and get that will make your daughter's eyes change color, right? No, no, no. This is just absurd. This is not a reasonable request. She was born, I mean, this would be like asking someone with some other, birthmark or something like that to cover up too, right? Like, oh, you have this gigantic birthmark. Can you please cover it up because it makes me feel uncomfortable? Like, that's an unreasonable ask. Like, this is on that level. And the thing is that the daughter's eye color is not up for debate, right? That like they can be insecure, the other people can be insecure all they want about the daughter's eye color, but that's not the daughter's problem. It's their problem. They need to go to counseling if this means that much to them. But let me know what you folks think. So anyhow, take care and good luck. But folks, let's see what the Wheel of Judgment has to say. Wheel of Judgment, turn, 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 tell us the judgment that OP's earned. Chaotic neutral vibes.
No, Opie's definitely bowing down to conformity.
There's nothing chaotic neutral about this at all. Maybe
It's not even chaotic.
Yeah.
It's not neutral. It's not chaotic. It's just
weird. That pathetic. Like I said. All right, folks, it is tea time. Grab your beverages of choice. I've got some tea right here, and Amber, she has a joke.
what do birds use to paint?
Oh, I can tell you exactly what birds use to paint. They use their own feathers. They use quill pink pen inks type things, and they just pluck them from themselves during their preenings, and then they go ahead and they make beautiful bird feather masterpieces.
Feather brushes.
Feather brushes. Yeah.
And it's Draw a Bird Day.
So go find yourself a bird, unless you are a bird, because then you don't need to. Then you can just make a self-portrait and make a picture of a bird. Preferably, like, don't like trap the bird or anything like that. Just kind of like find a bird in nature to draw,
You can take a picture of a bird and draw from the picture.
Yeah, take a picture. It lasts longer. Something like that. And I have the special guest tea, some matcha. Alright folks, that's all the time we have for today. Thank you so much for watching. Happy terrific Tuesday, folks. I hope your Tuesday is off to a terrific start. Amber, we need some kind of moral advice and or guidance, and please, have it pathetic.
Don't be pathetic like the people in these stories.
Yeah, I mean, make reasonable requests out of people. Don't make unreasonable demands, and don't be entitled.
Yes. Don't make people change their eye color for something.
Yeah. But thanks so much for watching, and we'll see you all tomorrow.
Bye.